Hey guys, do you still remember this headset? This is the Oculus DK1. Yeah, so long ago that since I tried it the last time. So now it's 10 years ago. It was in March 2014 when it was announced that Oculus goes to Facebook. And this was a long trip since the developer kit 1 to the current Quest 3. And I mostly have them all here at home, and I will show you the journey from this to the Quest 3. Yeah, so I will tell you what is better now and what I expect in the future. My name is Thomas and you're watching VoodooDE VR. Thank you to my sponsors Woodghost VR, Opperman Events, Virtual Escape Area 1 and Virtual Reality Center Basel. Let's have some fun with the video and let's go.
VoodooDE.
Okay guys, before you ask why does this crazy guy have so many VR headsets? Yeah, I'm a hardware tester. I test VR and compare VR headsets since 2016. And now I will talk a little bit about the history of Meta and Oculus. Yeah, so this is the reason why I even started all the VR channel and stuff, because there was a time when I had this device. This is the Oculus DK1. I think it was in 2014. I'm not sure anymore when I tried that. But this was the first device of the new VR generation. I mean, I already tried a VR in the 90s. Like you see the VFX1 headgear. I hope you can see it there. The VFX1 headgear. So I played Duke Nukem 3D in VR in the 90s. Yeah, that was crazy, but that was really bad. A lot of delay and a small field of view and stuff. But this was the new generation, yeah, the Oculus DK1. And the first thing that I tried with it, and that stunned me absolutely, was an experience called Tuscany. And this was a small cottage in Italy, in the Toscana. Yeah, and that blew my mind completely. I watched there and I could move a little bit, and it was so insane to be in this virtual house. And that was the time I decided to get into VR. Yeah, so later I pre-ordered the new generation headsets. Yeah, that was not for consumers. It was only for developers. Yeah, so you couldn't just go to the shop and buy it. The first thing that was for customers and was available in the store was the Oculus Rift CV1. This one. This is the Rift CV1. This was the first consumer headset on the market in the new generation. Together with the HTC Vive and so on. And this was so cool. Yeah, this was the first time you even had like 6 degrees of freedom in your room. You can play room scale games, but you needed those. Those are base stations, and to have a good tracking you needed like 3 of them, and you had to connect them via a USB-C cable. That was sometimes it was a really pain. Then one was not recognized, then the power was not enough or whatever. It was a pain, yeah, to be honest. So I didn't really like that with the stations. But you can still today play all PC VR games with the CV1. It still works. Yeah, so if you have it, you can play Half-Life Alyx with that. Of course, the resolution is really bad, it's very old and so on, but you can play it. And those were the controllers. Yeah, they have the ring underneath. That's crazy. They look pretty cool, to be honest. Yeah, and they were really good. They were really good. Yeah, that was the CV1. And then the next thing that Oculus tried was to go mobile. And then in May 2018, the Oculus Go came on the market. This was the first try to make VR mobile. So there's no cable, you don't need a PC, You just install the apps on the device. It's a PC, it's a computer, yeah? And this is the control. There's only one controller. So this device had no 6 degrees of freedom. That means it doesn't know where it is in the room. It could just move on place, yeah? So you could play some very small casual games. This was only a laser pointer. Yeah, you could watch some movies and so on, but that was not so great, to be honest, yeah. And it was not a big success, but it was the first step into the Quest, how we know it today. So really cool, yeah. So the next thing that came out, I think it was the Rift S in the beginning of 2019, at least I think. That was the Oculus Rift S. This device, yeah, it had a much better resolution than the Rift one, and you didn't need those base stations. You don't need them because the headset has integrated cameras. It can track itself and it knows where it is in the room. That's pretty cool. So much easier setup, And those were the controls. They have the ring above. You see that? Because they are infrared lights inside these rings and they are scanned by the cameras. No base stations needed. Yeah, so, and you can still play all PC VR games today with this headset. Just connect it to a PC and then you can play it. Really cool. Shortly after that, or at least at the same time or something like that, I think it was in May 2019, then there was the first step, the first headset called Oculus Quest 1. And this headset. And that was the first headset that didn't need a PC and could still track inside the room because it has cameras, it has an integrated computer, and it knows where it is without a PC. So you could install some games and then play them without the need of a PC or a base station or something. These were the controllers, pretty the same than the Rift S controllers. And yeah. The only thing is it is not supported anymore. There will be no updates for the Quest 1 and the new Meta games will not be available for the Quest 1. That's the thing, but you can still play all PC VR games. Even with the Quest, you can play the standalone games from the old standalone games that you have in your library, but you can still play all PC VR games by connecting it wireless via Airlink or via a link cable. Connect the Quest 1 to your PC and it still works. You can play Half-Life Alyx with it. Of course it has a low resolution and so on. But this was the first step. Wireless standalone VR with 6 degrees of freedom. So cool. Then the next step was in September 2020. There was the Meta Quest 2. A really nice headset. I used it for a long time. Yeah, it has a much higher resolution than the Quest 1 and everything was better. It's lighter, it's smaller, yeah, but it has the same field of view or even better. Was much more comfortable and it had much more power. You could play better games and it's still supported. You can even buy it now, yeah, and nearly all the new game, only one game that I know, I think Tonesman VR doesn't work on Quest 2, but all other games still work on Quest 2 that are released. Yeah, and you can also connect it via Steam VR, yeah, or to PC via Airlink or a link cable. Yeah, and it works really good, really good. Then the next thing these are the controllers of the Quest 2, white. And the next thing that I also tried on my channel, but I don't have it right here, is the Meta Quest Pro. That was the first try of Meta to go to augmented reality or mixed reality. It has a color pass-through, yeah, but it was not meant for gamers. It was pretty expensive, and to be honest, it was not so successful, yeah. So you could install some apps. It was also wireless, it was also standalone, it had a better resolution than the Quest 2 and so on. But it was not so successful because 1 year later, then there was the big boom in October 2023, then the Quest 3 came. And it is much better than the Quest Pro and much cheaper as well. You pay like 500 bucks only for this device instead of like over 1,000 for the Quest Pro. It has a much better pass-through mixed reality view. It has 3D sensors for everything is in 3D. When you even in pass-through, yeah, you can play mixed reality games. You can play really good standalone games from the store in much higher graphics, good resolution, and of course, as always, you can still connect it to PC via Airlink or via cable, and you can play all the PC VR games in a really good quality. It's a really good quality, yeah. And this is the nonplusultra right now. There is no other headset for this price that comes close to that. Yeah, that's true. I mean, of course, there are other better headsets like Pimax, Crystal and so on, but they are much more expensive, of course. And this is the current state, the Quest 3. Lighter, smaller. And it's not even really lighter than the Quest 2, but it's more comfortable because the front is smaller, the pancake design. Lenses are much better, yeah, and so on. And look at the controllers, they are so small, they don't need a ring because they are tracked via some infrared dots and via hand tracking at the same time. That's pretty cool, yeah? And this is the current state. In the future, Meta will of course invest more in VR. They are already developing new devices, like we heard from the Quest Pro 2 or some augmented reality glasses and so on. I'm pretty sure there will also be a Quest 4 later, and the future makes the headsets smaller, lighter and better quality, yeah, from the resolution and so on. And hopefully it will not get more expensive. Hopefully it will get cheaper, yeah. And also hopefully Meta will not abandon PC VR. I really hope that with the Quest 4 PC VR will still be supported. That would be my wish to Meta, yeah. But to be honest, when I think what I'm playing right now, I think it's like 95 or 90% Quest 3. Although I have all these other headsets, yeah. Just because it's so easy. You just switch the button on and everything works. You connect it to PC, it works. Everything works. That's why I use the Quest 3, yeah. Really cool. So yeah, that was my history of the Oculus and Meta headsets. Of course, I have a lot of other headsets. I could talk hours, but this video was about Meta and Oculus history. And I hope you like it. In the future, I will try all headsets, not only Meta, not only Quest 4. I will also show whatever Pimax 18K or whatever. You can see everything on my channel, comparisons, gameplays, hardware, accessories. I will travel around the world for you and so on. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. And yeah, if you want to see more videos, check out my outro and info cards. And I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time in virtual reality. See ya!
VoodooDE